talk to you about this Jet 13-inch benchtop planer. As many of you know, I replaced all of my shop tools last June because my shop space was robbed, and so I was able to get all these new tools and try them out and give you guys an honest review. In light of that, in honor of that, I want to re-review this tool. So I purchased it a year ago, and fresh out of the box it worked amazingly, and I absolutely loved it and was obsessed with it. It gives like a nice smooth finish when you put it through. All the blades seem to work. It was, you know, a helical head, so that was really cool. And I was super excited to get to try that out. Then about probably 8 months in, I had to, you know, I switched the blades. And when I switched the blades, the screws stripped out, or at least 5 of them did, which is not particularly helpful when reinstalling, you know, blades so that they don't come flying out of your machine while it's in use. So, you know, problem 1. Then on the second rotation, one of the blades actually blew kind of apart. I'm gonna find the photo that I took of that and post it for you so that you can see it. But basically there was a gigantic gouge through one of the little blades, which not the end of the world, but also demonstrates a pretty poor quality in the blades because I didn't feed anything crazy through it. I didn't feed a giant knot, I didn't feed a nail. It was normal grain pattern, like that should not have happened. So why or how it did, I don't know. I can only chalk it up to poor quality in the making of those blades. And then finally, you know, the last issue that I'm facing right now, I've been fighting with this thing for about 6 months now. And the issue that I'm facing with it right now is that the motor continuously shorts out. I can't even do 1/64 of an inch passes with it without it working so hard and then shorting and tripping the little breaker right here. So as you can see, I even had it happen yesterday, and you push it and it restarts the breaker and it's supposed to work fine. However, it sounds like it's dying when I try and put something that's wider than an inch through it, which really is just not helpful. So all of those things considered, those are some real problems with this machine. And then to go to the customer service side of it, so I have talked to Jet several times now. I spent probably 2.5 hours on the phone with them last week trying to come up with a consensus. And you know, the first person I talked to said, oh, okay, well, you know, call these people. All right, so I called, you know, one of the names that they gave me on the repair list and never heard back. And I was like, all right, so they gave me 2 names. I called the first one, no call back. All right, fine. Called the second person, no call back. I was like, okay. And then I called Jet again and I was like, hey, you know, this is an issue that I need to get sorted out. This conversation happened 2 or 3 weeks ago now. And he was like, oh, well, you need to send an email. I was like, okay. So I sent an email. Then they sent me, in response to my email, they sent me a list of 10 companies that, you know, or they sent me their whole list of all of the service companies that they have within a 100-mile radius of Philadelphia. So I called every single one. I spent probably an hour and 45 minutes to 2.5 hours on the phone with these different companies. I got some dead numbers. I got, you know, a lot of people saying, oh, I'm sorry, we service Jet tools, but we don't do anything with woodworking tools, so we can't help you. Or the guy that did the woodworking tools left, and so we don't have anybody to service that machine. And I was like, okay. So then I called Jet back again, and the guy who answered the phone was like, well, did you call, you know, Ideal Tools? And I was like, oh, the first company on your list of companies to call in Philadelphia? No, I had no idea that I was supposed to do that. Of course I called the first company. So now not only am I calling people at random, and then he was like, well, you can call back again. I was like, no, I'm not gonna do that. If you would like to call all of these same companies and have them tell you what they told me, that's totally fine. You can do that. but I can promise you I'm not calling these companies back again and asking if they do the work that I just called and asked that they would do. So not only is the customer service like kind of incompetent, but you know, I would also be willing to bet a little bit sexist, because I highly doubt that, you know, this man would have asked a man if they called the first company on the list. Like, what did you think I was doing? Like, did you think that I was just like sitting on my hands and hoping for the best? Like, no, I have a business to run. So all of those things considered, you know, not to go on too much of a rant or a tangent here, but it's very frustrating to have to deal with this stuff while you're trying to like get orders out. And now, you know, I'm 3 weeks behind on orders again because I can't use this machine for more than 6 seconds without it shorting out. So all those things considered, I need to drop the recommendation down on this machine to maybe a 4 out of 10. You know, it produces a really quality finish when it actually works, but how are you going to recommend purchasing a tool that works like 1 out of 10 times? So, you know, that's a real bummer, and I really wanted to be able to say something nice about Jet, you know, as far as customer service at least. You know, I was hoping that maybe this tool was a fluke and that there was just like, it's actually a great company and they're super willing to help you out, but so far that's not been my experience. I will gladly update this review if that changes, but for now, you know, I'm just holding out hope that I can get my hands on the new Laguna benchtop planer, or an even bigger one if I, you know, get rich. So wish me luck with that, guys. All right, have a great one, and I hope that this helps you avoid headaches in your own shop. Cheers.